the dangers, the specific dangers of semen retention for extended periods of time with no plan, no thought in place, nothing devised. It's extremely dangerous. And I'm here to delve into and explain the sheer negative impacts of semen retention, because we all watch videos of the benefits of semen retention of NoFap after day 33 and day 65, and this is the benefit you're going to have, and here is the timeline. Guys, you'll never ever see me on this channel put a timeline video on day 14. No, it's asinine, it's inane. And the reason why I say that is because our brains are all at different stages. Some need rewiring more than others. Some people have fried their dopamine receptors more than others, so it might take longer for you. So what I experienced on, I don't even like counting days, but what I experienced on day 14 is not necessarily something that you would experience on day 14 and vice versa. So those timeline videos are really stupid. But what I'm here to discuss is negative impacts of semen retention, because we always hear the benefits. And talking from someone that went on semen retention for 6 months just to try it out, I don't actually recommend it. It's clearly not for everyone. And of course, it really is dependent on your goals. What do you want out of life? Napoleon Hill speaks about this concept in Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't read a book, very famous book, and there's a chapter on sexual transmutation. It's about transmuting your sexual energy. Someone like Nikola Tesla, right? He transmuted his sexual energy. He pretty much went on semen retention. He accomplished sensational things in life. People like Henry Ford. There's countless stories. People like Thomas Edison, where they transmute their sexual energy and they're not throwing it around because they have a dedicated purpose. So they're not distracted constantly. They're not looking to sleep with women. They're not looking to masturbate, yada, yada, yada. So it's very important, like I said and alluded to at the beginning of this video, it's really important to set out your plan and what is it that the goal you want to achieve. If your goal is to find the one, so to speak, you want to get married, you want to have a long-term relationship, then, masturbating excessively, sleeping around with women is not exactly conducive for you. So these are things that you have to consider. But personally, for me specifically, when I went on 6 months of semen retention, the levels of aggression, the levels of distraction, the constant thinking about sex all the time, it's not healthy. And there's a point in that journey, I remember very vividly, there was a point in that 6 month journey, it was around the 2.5 month, 3 month mark, where things started to get a bit weird. And I'll divulge a bit more as to what I mean by that. What I mean by weird is, it's almost like your libido crashes, and that's not healthy as a young man in his 20s. Your libido completely crashes, and you don't view women in a sexual way at all. It's almost like your testosterone has plummeted when it obviously hasn't, but something is switched off here. But even your energy and your aura is completely off. When you interact with the opposite sex, you treat them like men, which can be a positive thing, but also a very negative thing, because, contrary to what we hear in the media, men and women aren't the same, and they're different in many aspects and levels. Doesn't mean one is better, it just means we're different. So the way you interact with your boy should not be the same as the way you interact with the opposite sex, but you treat them all the same in a way, which again is a positive, but also a negative as well. But just your overall vibe, your energy, your aura, something is off. And especially in the first 2 months, people say it allows you to transmute and focus on your work. I was a man at the time, and still am, that had a regimented structure and a routine that, okay, this time he's doing this, and he was very disciplined, but yet the thoughts of sex and intercourse was always playing on my mind. The focus is more difficult, especially when you go days and weeks without it, when you're compulsively doing it. It's very difficult. And that's why I don't recommend semen retention. What I do recommend is NoFap. Absolutely, NoFap. You shouldn't be sitting there like a monkey jerking off to artificial super stimuli. It's not healthy for you. It's very negative. It destroys your anxiety, your fear, and the way that you, again, interact with the opposite sex in the other direction, because you view them as pieces of meat. So it can go the other way. So it's all about finding that balance. Now, what I do recommend is NoFap. So again, don't masturbate, don't watch porn. If you have a girlfriend, fantastic. Then you know the answer. You should be having regular intercourse with her, and you shouldn't even be masturbating whatsoever. If you're single, like myself, I'm single as well, then either, if the opportunity presents itself in a good manner, you shouldn't be looking for it. You should be, as I said, ascertaining your purpose, dedicated to your craft, hitting the gym, working very hard, exercising, eating clean, whatever. Focus on yourself and your purpose. And if the opportunity presents itself within 2-3 weeks of you doing it, or a month, then you shouldn't reject it. You should go for it, because a release once in a while is very important. I just feel as though, personally for me, when you go more than 2-3 months, I feel as though your aura and your energy is really off. It's very weird. And I remember when I was at the sort of month 5, month 6 mark, where things were really off. I didn't feel like myself. You know, those benefits that people speak about of the confidence, and it was just fluctuating constantly. I honestly don't feel like that was, I couldn't attribute it to the retention of my semen. It's more so of a mental effect. That's why I always say with NoFap, the best benefits is mental. So people say, oh, I'm harnessing my energy. I have my physical life force in me. Yeah, an element of that, there is some truth to that. But honestly speaking, for me, it's negligible. It's not about the semen that you retain. It's about how your brain rewires. I spoke about this concept in the past. It's about how your brain rewires. It's the healing of the androgen receptors. It's the healing of the dopamine, returning to its baseline level. And that is the critical point here, because that way you rewire the brain. So your perception, your overall perception changes. The way that you view the world, the way that you view things, how you observe, the more stoicism that you practice. You're a lot more calmer, you're a lot more relaxed in high pressure situations. That's what semen retention does. It's more of the rewiring. So as you rewire in a healthy way to having sex with women rather than masturbating to pixels on the screen, even after you ejaculate, the benefit shouldn't go away, because it's about how the brain has rewired. But I just feel as though going on semen retention and not speaking to women at all, ignoring women completely, not masturbating, not doing anything, not releasing in any sort of way, I think over the long term, the negatives will ultimately outweigh the positives. And that is just my 2 cents. But let me know what you guys think. Maybe you guys have experienced the same. Leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.